The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of Jon Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking.
Hey everybody, this is Jon Marietta and I am the Hillbilly. Today's show is being brought to you by Burr & Krause Funeral Home, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, Fayette County Recovery Storage and U-Haul to the IDF of Fayette County, HC Containers. Look them up. They got storage for you. If they don't, they'll find it. Laser Brothers in Uniontown. Highline Motorsports. Humbert Sanitation and Septic Pumping. Fayette Structures. Country Motor Sales. Premier Auto Glass. Fayette County Mega Patriots Group. HBJ Radio. Mauser's Tire Center. Solid Foundation Ministries. The Ink Spot. HBJ LLC. Mung's Auto Body and Repair. In the Fayette County Mega Patriots Group. I took a week off, or maybe 2 weeks off now, Nick, huh? But anyways, I'm going to be back, and I'm back now for a while. We'll see what happens, but let's get started. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. That's Psalms 107:1. Folks, I'll tell you what. Thanksgiving isn't just a holiday. It's a heritage. It's a spirit that runs deeper than turkey and pumpkin pie. It's the story of people who stopped everything, stopped the work, stopped the struggle, stopped the noise, just to bow their heads and say, "Thank you, Lord." And that goes all the way back to 1621, when a small group of pilgrims, barely half of them still alive after the brutal winter, gathered with the Wampanoag tribe. One more time, Wampanoag tribe, to give thanks for a harvest that saved their lives. Think about that. They didn't wait until everything was perfect. They didn't wait until life got easy. They gave thanks in the middle of hardship because they knew every blessing comes from above. That's the spirit of America. That's the spirit of faith. And that's the spirit of Thanksgiving. When President George Washington declared the first National Day of Thanksgiving in 1789, he said it was a day to give thanks for the favorable interpositions of his providence. In other words, every success, every victory, every mercy we've ever known comes from the hand of God. Then in the middle of the Civil War, President Lincoln made Thanksgiving a permanent national holiday. Why? Because he believed in the darkest moments this country had a purpose, a future, and a reason to give thanks. And folks, that's something we need to remember today. Thanksgiving isn't just about the blessings we can see. It's about the faith that carries us through the battles we're still fighting. It's the coal miner giving thanks for another year of work. It's the farmer giving thanks for another harvest. It's the mother giving thanks for her children gathered around the table. It's the veteran giving thanks for the country he served. It's Fayette County giving thanks for community, for freedom, and for the grace of God that carries us this far. So as we gather this week with family and friends, let's remember the heart of this holiday. Not the chaos, not the commercialism, but gratitude. Real, honest, humble gratitude for our blessings, for our freedoms, for the loved ones at our table, and for the memories of those who are no longer with us. As we say in this county, faith first, family always, and freedom forever. I want to wish everybody right now a happy Thanksgiving, and may God bless you and keep you today and always. Like I said, I took a week or two off here, and I'm going to take another week or two off after this week. I'll be on Friday. We're just trying to get things all lined up and get things back in order again after the election and everything. And I can't say enough for all the people that voted for me. I want to thank them one more time. That's what I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that they're putting their trust in me one more time as the recorder of deeds for Fayette County. I do have a guest with me today, and she wrote some notes down for me to try to follow here. And as always, I'm always organized, and I got everything taken care of. But anyways, I want you to introduce yourself for me.
Well, thank you so much, John. Thanks for having me today. I'm Paula Cinti. I am the director of the Stoney Brook Foundation, and we are a nonprofit therapeutic riding center located in Acme, Pennsylvania.
And actually, you're in Westmoreland County.
Yes, Westmoreland County.
And if you go to the turnpike, if anybody that goes to the turnpike or gets off at Donegal, they just got to look down to the right and they can see the big barns. Mm-hmm. And I was up there a week or so ago and dropped some hay off in a nice facility. I mean,
Thank you,
I was impressed. Everything was clean. The barns were clean, and I don't know if the Yins did that because you knew I was coming or not. But
well, you are a very special guest, but we do like to keep it a little. We like to keep it clean.
And I actually seen a horse up there that I probably figure I could ride.
You probably saw Onyx. Was he all black?
He was all black, and I think he had a little bit of Belgium in him, maybe.
We have. Onyx is our largest horse. He towers above, most horses. I think he's 17. He's over 17 hands, and he is. He's a draft. He's a Percheron.
So he would be so actually. He'd be a draft horse and can be ridden.
Oh, yeah. He's ridden. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a former workhorse. He used to plow the fields, but in the Amish country. They gave him up because he is actually quite lazy. But he loves his job at the Stoney Brook Foundation as a therapeutic horse. So he is ridden on a regular basis.
Well, like I said, I could tell that you were all busy taking care of everything up there. The fence lines was nice and clean, and believe it or not, that's an impressive thing because every farmer would love to have his fence lines look like your fence lines because everybody. But I imagine the horses help take care of some of that too. Huh?
Well, they do. But we're on top of that mountain there, so there's a lot of weather, there's a lot of wind, there's a lot of storms, and. Had you been
not from Fayette County?
No.
Because that's one of them things that people from Fayette County say. Well, at least people from Dunbar they say weather.
Yeah.
Instead of weather.
Well, you just never know about the weather up there. But one thing's for sure, it's very, very windy. And just a couple months ago, or less, my fence lines didn't look like that. My gentleman on our board, Ryan Hickey, he also makes sure that the maintenance is up to par. And he got somebody out there over the last probably month to really clean up the fence lines.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I really was. And actually, how many horses do you keep up there? I mean, I'm not following your monitor.
That's okay. That's okay. That's more of a guideline there. We have 13 of our own. We have a 14th one there that we actually, even with 13 horses, we do not have enough horses. Many of our horses are aging and have been in the program a very, very long time and need to be retired. So we have a pony camp in the summertime. In June, and in June we needed additional horses because we did not have enough horses to get through that camp. So my barn manager, Christina, brought her horse. He came for the camp and he stayed for the hay. So he is still there. He's a perfect. He really wasn't trained to do therapeutic work, but he's got the best. Ground manners. He's just he is the epitome of a therapeutic horse. So he has stayed. So we have 14 there currently.
Well, I didn't know how many. So you have 14 that are staying there, and then if you need extra horses you have different camps and things. But I guess that tell us about Stoney Brook Foundation. Let's start.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. Well, we are a nonprofit therapeutic riding center, and we were founded, John, in 2008. We were founded by John and Deborah McCain, and our mission is to improve the lives of children and adults who have different disabilities, as well as other special challenges. And we do that through a therapeutic partnership with our horses. So disabilities, this could be a physical disability, this could be an intellectual disability, and then I said special challenges. So we have folks there who are processing things associated to a past trauma. We have folks there who are healing from grief, and we also have a veterans program. Our main mission is those with intellectual and physical disabilities, and the majority of our students or program participants do have some type of intellectual disability or, Down syndrome, autism, things like that. But we do have, as I said, physical disabilities. We have multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, any special challenge that you can think of. We have probably had somebody with that, as well as we have a veterans program.
And that's what I was just going to ask you about. Do you have a veterans program?
We have a veterans program. They come every week. We have time reserved for the veterans, and they don't get canceled for anything unless they cancel.
Yeah.
But we have that, and we're finding that they are really loving their time with the horses. We have a therapist there with them to help them process the different. They've got PTSD or other challenges that are very unique to a veteran. So the program is led by Christina, who is also a certified therapeutic riding instructor, as well as the therapist who comes as well, Sean Britt.
Well, Christina was going to be with us today. We can give a little bit of an update, and
yes.
I guess she slowed down for a stop sign or something, and somebody ran into the back of her pickup truck.
Yeah.
But we'll have you on again. Pastor Tom that does the other therapeutic riding, and I think this is just so wonderful. He wanted to be here with us today too, but he said hopefully we can do this together another time.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
I know now. You've already went through the children and adults, but the challenges that you would have with this program, what would be specific to?
Okay.
Do you want to go through any of that?
So, like the challenges that our students might have, or
yes,
or
what the challenges you have, because I'm sure if I took Nick up there, we could get him on a horse and we could lead him around a little bit. But I'm thinking that he might be a little bit timid or something.
I would.
If he could watch the football game while he was riding a horse, maybe we could figure that out. It'd be okay. But we'd have to get his mind off.
Oh, he could wear a hat, and he can wear one of those. You know how like people wear those. What are they? Those cameras.
Yeah.
Well, he can wear a little TV up there, a little monitor, and he can watch the game.
I love that.
Yeah.
God bless you.
You know what, though? We have individuals who are very fearful at first. In fact, let me share a story with you about Mary. Mary is an 11-year-old little girl, and she has her special challenge is anxiety. She had such anxiety that she was physically ill. And so her mom wasn't quite sure what else to do, so she called us and she signed her up for weekly lessons with us. And the first day Mary came, she was very afraid. And now, Onyx that you saw, that big horse?
Yeah.
She now will go to Onyx's stall, harness him herself, lead him to the other side of the barn. And I have a picture of her, little 11-year-old Mary, leading this giant horse through the barn, like from the back. It's just so dear to my heart. And she'll take him to the other side where she does need help tacking him up because he's so big. And then she rides his horse. She's very empowered by, just knowing that she is the one in control of this horse. She's steering him. He's doing what she asks him to do, which is really something because he doesn't always do what we ask him to do. He is lazy, as I said, but he'll do whatever Mary asks him to do.
So you said Onyx was 17 hands high.
He's over 17 hands high. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now if I was just what's that relate to? Onyx, believe me, I seen Onyx, and I think his back was about as 6 foot high.
Yeah,
pretty close.
And honestly, I always forget the math, but let's just say that's very vague. We could look that up if you want to Google it. I forget how many inches the hands correlate to. But people come there and they say that he's the biggest horse they've ever seen. Now he's not the biggest horse I've ever seen.
No.
But and most of my staff, I'm certain, have seen bigger horses.
Well,
but he, when we give tours, and we like to give tours, we like to invite the public in to see what it is that we do and to meet our horses and my team, and they're all just wowed by how big Onyx is. Now, were you close? Was he in his stall?
He was out.
Oh,
There was two black ones, and one was a little bigger than the other one, and I'm assuming that was the one.
Yeah. The other one, if there were two black ones, that would have been Onyx and Zara. She's our third biggest horse in the barn. We have three large horses like that, and we call them our bigs. But Onyx is the biggest. Coming in right behind him is Bella, and then Zara, the other one that you saw.
Well, I actually, my wife likes to ride horses, and she got me to ride horses in a couple different places, and I enjoyed it. I will tell you, it's you leave the cell phone in the barn, and you just ride a horse.
Yeah, it's
because you definitely we were on the top of the mountain up at down in West Virginia, and I can't think of it. We were to the top of the mountain, and the trainer, he told me, he says, you need to leave your cell phone here, because he said the last thing you want is to spook a horse on the side of the mountain. But they're trained well, and I was happy, and other than it was a long ride to the top and a long ride to the back coming back, and but I enjoyed it.
Oh, that's good.
So now, if I had a church group that wanted to come up and they had 5 or 10 or 20 people or something that would sign up to go, or even more, do you have a trail or something that you ride on?
So we generally save the riding for our students or those in the programs, not to say it's out of the question for another group that doesn't have the special challenges. We invite any group to come tour, to meet the horses. Different schools and things will take, like Boy Scouts and Girl Scout groups will do field trips where we have some fun activities and things like that. We don't usually offer riding to groups that don't have the special challenges. Like I said, we would certainly consider it in the future, or on a case-by-case basis, simply because we don't have enough horses. So we have to reserve their energies for the students who really, really need them, and rely on them. And with aging horses, there's times when we have horses kind of out of the program for a week or two, and until they work through some issue that they're having.
Oh, I know the tack for most of the horses you have were donated to you.
So not all of them. We do have many horses who were donated to us. We have horses that we have purchased, simply because you got to come up with horses somewhere. And we have horses that our mission, as I said, is Stoney Brook's mission is, as I said, to improve the lives of children and adults with these disabilities or special challenges. However, I have a special place in my heart for rescue work. So when I can rescue, when I can combine both passions, I certainly do and will, and we have rescued horses as well. Sometimes they can work into the program, and sometimes they can't. In fact, we rescued one back in, it was November of last year. And we put some time training him and working on him, and it was in early March that we realized he is never going to be a therapeutic horse. And so we tried our best, but we had to find another home for him. And he's perfectly happy where he is, and they love him, but he's not a therapeutic horse.
Well, I would imagine there would be, I don't know how to put it, but I would think that horses would have to be pretty gentle.
Horses have to be pretty gentle. They have to have they have to have the right personality, kind of a calm personality, good ground manners, and then we train the rest. Christina has spent, in fact, we got 2 horses from Tom, and they had been used in a camp, a church camp, and by teenage girls. But they were still pretty green, and we're still working with them. One is being used in the program, but for limited students. The other one, same thing, is being used for limited students, but is really still needing a good bit of work. But they both have high hopes, and we won't be. They'll be staying. They'll work into the program.
Yeah, I have a niece that she actually worked. Not every year, but for several years in the summertime after when school would be out, she would go, probably like her junior and senior year, maybe even her sophomore year, she would go and actually, she worked at a camp. And I'm thinking it was up in Clinton County, but I could have it wrong. It was up towards the middle of the state, above Johnstown, somewhere right in there. But and she seemed to thrive about it. She did. She really, taking care of the horses, cleaning the stalls, and all them things. I mean, there's a part of horses that nobody talks about. I mean, when you're watching westerns on TV, they have to be taken care of. You just can't tie them off in front of the saloon and leave them there till it's time to leave again.
That's right. Well, you got to take the good with the not so great, I guess. And horses are just, I think there's such a unique bond between humans and animals in general, but there's something really special about the bond between a human or humans and horses. I think. And that's why a lot of our students get so much value out of the therapeutic programs, but our staff do as well. Every day is not pretty. Every day brings something different as well. But my staff love working with the horses, and it's very rewarding for them as well.
Do you have any stories about veterans that you want to share with me? Veterans are near and dear to my heart because my brother served, and I had 3 uncles that served in World War II, and our family. But I think we don't do enough for our veterans.
I agree with that.
So this is something that. That really I'm really interested in.
Well, you'll have to come up maybe someday and veterans program is Friday mornings. I'll invite you, and you can come up and maybe meet with some of them. But there are certain things that I can't share, of course. But what I can share is that our veterans, veterans tend to maybe not always follow through with programs or things like that. And it's not just veterans, actually. It's people in general. And if you tell anybody, this is for mental health, or this is therapy, or you add that element in there, they really don't always want to participate. But our veterans are faithful to the program. They're there every single week. And a couple of them were in a very dark place before they came to us. And in fact, if Christina were here today, she would tell you that the veterans program, she loves it all. She's great with all of our students, but the veterans program is really the thing that she loves the most. And one of her most memorable moments she would share with you is that when one of our female veterans, shared with us that she was just truly in a very dark place, and the veterans program with Stoney Brook has really changed her outlook. It has just really changed her life. And I think that's true of all of the veterans who come. It's given them, a purpose. It's given them a place to be. They work with the horses. They get these horses to do things. We set up obstacle courses in the arena, or different things for them to try to get the horses to do, and it's pretty neat to watch them. They had no experience, if I'm not mistaken, with horses before, and now they're leading the horses, and just you'd never know that they had no experience before they came.
Now, you said arena. Now, do you have an indoor arena also?
We have an indoor arena. I'd like to, in the future, build an outdoor arena as well when funding permits. It's not an option right now, but someday, hopefully, it will be. So everything's indoors. We'll take the trail rides, or we'll take students outside just to get the horses and the students and the staff a little bit of fresh air, sunshine when the weather permits. And we have a small loop that we'll do right around the building, but mostly everything is done right in the arena.
Now, how many acres do you use?
We have 54.
You have 54 acres.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, believe me, I don't know if people listen in, but like I said, that's a lot of ground to take care of.
It is a lot of ground to take care of,
I mean-
and we are we're a nonprofit, so it's not always easy. I'm not going to lie. 2024 was very, very dry with grants, and I thought, 2025 is going to be the year. And it wasn't, but I just know that 2026 is going to be the year. So it's definitely not easy taking care of that amount of property. My two biggest expenses are
Feeding the horses.
Payroll and feeding the horses. In 2024, I haven't tallied it for 2025 yet, but in 2024, our expenses for the horses exceeded $55,000. So that's quite an expense. But they are the heart of the program. Without the horses, we have no therapeutic, equine program.
That's about $5,000 a horse, or $4,000 a horse, 14 horses.
Yeah, and with aging horses, you can imagine that that cost goes up.
Well, yeah, because of the veterinarian care.
Veterinary
Now,
care, supplements, medications.
Do you have that was my next question? Believe it or not, I mean, do you have trouble with keeping a vet, getting a vet?
No, we have no trouble keeping a vet. We're blessed that way. We've got some good vets.
So you use several vets in the area.
We use a couple.
And I probably know their names, but anyways, I think that because most vets nowadays, you have a hard time finding them to do, I want to say, larger animals.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Yes.
I mean, we had cattle, and like I said, it got to the point where we had to learn a lot of things on our own to take care of things, because to get a vet to come out. Now we were fortunate at the time. We had a good vet here in Fayette County that he would come out, but then he had to give it up because of the physical of it. He just couldn't take care of it all anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you spend a whole day indoor taking care of cats and dogs and all the other little small creatures that people keep in their homes, and then you got to come out and work on the farm in the mud and in the dirt, and it's hard to find somebody to do that. But one thing I will say is, now, how big is the building that you'll house the horses in? Do you have an idea how big that is? It seemed to be like a 40-foot wide building. I could be wrong about that, but it was either 40 or 50. But I couldn't tell how long it was because it was dark inside.
Oh yeah, it's pretty long because the arena is on the other end. We've got our horse stalls, and then right on the other end is the arena. And I apologize, I'm drawing a blank. I actually did just know this answer recently, but I don't recall how long it is.
Now, you all built that?
No, we did not build that. We were founded. The foundation was founded in 2008. The facility where we operate currently used to be a working farm.
Okay.
That was the Dickert farm. And then the McCains purchased it in 2008 and turned it into the riding center. We did make some improvements inside the building, though. We added the I don't know how far you went into the building, but there's office space. It's like the teacher center, that's where all the instructors go.
I didn't go in that far. We went to about the fourth or fifth stall, and that's
okay.
The girl's name is, and it's leaving me right now, but it takes care of the barns and everything for you.
Mandy?
No.
Christina?
Oh,
okay, yeah.
Anyways, Christina was we helped. We were stacking hay there, and she was very kind, and I will tell you, very professional. I mean, it wasn't just like we showed up and she said, "No, just stick it there." I mean, she helped us unload hay, and I was impressed. But I appreciate everything that yous are doing up there. It's just I can't imagine 14 horses. But what you're saying is only 12 of them are being ridden right now. Or all 14?
So we have 2 minis, so they're not ridden. And one mini is Speckles. She started the program. She is 35 years young.
Okay.
So she's retired, and she'll stay there until, she passes on. She only comes out for an occasional photo now and then. And then we have Polly Pocket. She is another mini who is used in the programs but is not ridden.
Now, Minnie would be smaller than a pony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And then we have and then we have 5 ponies.
Okay.
They're up to 14 hands, so bigger than the minis, but smaller than a horse. And they're all ridden. And then we have, then I think we have 3 horses. 6 horses. We have 3 that are normal size, and then we have the 3 bigs.
Yeah.
So they're all ridden except for our minis.
So the tack for them would be, I can't even imagine what it costs you to
So
what's it cost you to tack out a horse?
we definitely need more. We actually need more tack and new tack because, in fact, we or have been interviewing. We need to hire another riding instructor, therapeutic riding instructor, and as these candidates came in to interview, I was thinking, our tack. It's not. We don't have tack specific to each horse necessarily. Some horses do, but there's other tack that we use, and we we'll use it on him, and we'll use it on that one, and we'll use it on that one because we honestly don't have the funds to purchase tack that's unique to each horse. So we do the best we can with what we have. So we make sure that our riders are safe. The horse is comfortable, but the tack is not always what it should be.
Well, I mean, I know what saddles cost. I mean, I have a good idea, and you just can't go buy. You have to buy good saddles.
Yes.
So I mean, you can't. Yeah. So I understand because and then they have to be adjustable and they have to be able to use them. And, now, of course, the big horses, their tack would be specific to them.
Yes, it would. And we actually started a wish list. I have one of my instructors, Meg, created a wish list. They actually, the instructors and the barn manager has given me a wish list so that I know when it's time to purchase. I get a grant come in or I get some donations and I purchase for the horses. When the horses have everything they need and everything is taken care of, then if I get some, there's never any extra funds. But when there's funds, I put it back, obviously right back into the programs, and I'll buy tack and different things for the horses. But we actually also are going to put that out there for donors and students and different people to, they'll see from the list what it is that the horses are asking for.
So how do you? I guess I'm going to ask you, how do you fundraise? Do you have a big barn dance or you?
No, but maybe we could do that. We have a clay shoot every year at the end of September. It's always the last Sunday in September. So I think next year's the 29th of September. For the first time last year, we had a night at the races. We had it right in our arena.
That's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it is. It was our first one, and I'm not going to lie, we were a little bit nervous, and none of us had done one, and many of us had never even been to one, but it went very well, so we'll have to do another one. I can't remember the date, but we have it planned. It's the Saturday before, I think it's the last Saturday in April. It's the Saturday before the Kentucky Derby. And then we do tickets, like we do a meat ticket, and we had a gun ticket this year that just went off last Saturday, different things like that. So, any type of fundraising that we can do, we try to not bombard staff and our students with fundraisers, but that's what keeps the whole thing going. And it would be a shame to not raise the funds to be able to keep it going.
Now, like I said, Yins will accept federal grants, state grants, or do you just do like foundation grants, like from different foundations?
We will.
Or all the above.
We'll accept all of the above. If somebody sees what we do and we fall into the category of who they want to give to. We have received some state funding. The majority of our funding, though, is from private grantors. and this year it's been very competitive. I've written a lot of grants, and I heard no a whole lot more than I heard yes. So certainly always looking for funding opportunities. And some of the grants aren't offered. You can't find it. You kind of have to know somebody who invites you to the grant. So that's always something that is welcome.
Yeah, I know there's private monies out there that can be had that you can tap into, but you have to. Some of them are a specific
Yes.
certain thing, and I know that a lot of people were willing to help veterans out, and I think that's a great thing. And you're doing. It is a good thing. It's really a good thing that you're doing. So I guess what can get back to your list here that you wanted to cover. We talked a little bit about some memorable moments that you had. Do you have any others that you would
Oh
want
my! I have a lot of them, but I'll just share a couple of different students. So we have a lot of life skills classrooms that come to visit us for their field trips. Sometimes they come back multiple times of the year because when they walk through our doors, their kids feel, a lot of times these students are autistic or they have other conditions, but, most of them they're on the autism spectrum somewhere. And it's hard for a teacher to find places that they're welcome. So when they walk through our door, they're welcome and they're loved and they're smiling. You've got to check out our Facebook page and watch over the last couple of weeks. We've had several field trips and the smiles on these kids' faces. But one in particular I can think of, we had gotten a grant and we were able to offer Clelian Heights to bring their students, any student who wanted a field trip that year. This was in late 2023. We were able to offer at no cost to them. We think that everybody deserves to experience this without a financial burden. So when it's given to us, we give back. So one young girl in particular, I think she was 10 at the time. She's nonverbal autistic, and she has a seizure disorder, and she's in a stroller. And they pushed her in, and she came right up to Rusty. And she kind of bonded with him immediately, and she had never been around horses. So she loved her trip, and her mom called just a few weeks later and signed her up for weekly visits with us. So when she comes, her nurse comes with her as well as her mom, and her nurse has assured us that because of her special bond with Rusty, and Rusty seems to have bonded with her, her nurse has told us that Rusty knows when Callie has just recently had a seizure, and he'll lay his head on her head, and he just rests it there. Now he's always gentle with her, but after a seizure, he just rests his head on hers, and I don't know whether it's to comfort her or what it is, but that was when I learned that from the nurse. It just blessed my heart, and I love sharing that one. And I don't know if I can find it right away. Oh, I thought you were.
No, I was checking the time. So
wow.
If somebody would want, what is your most money? Of course, I understand, but what you wrote down? What's your most needed support?
Well, obviously, grantors, being invited to apply for those grants would be most helpful. Regular donors, one-time donors are fantastic, and we are so thankful for them. But regular monthly donors would really help us to be able to plan. And also, we do need new horses. We need younger horses so that we can retire some of the ones that we have who have been there with us for 15 years, or I think some of them have been there for 15 years. So horse donations are also very, very welcome. And I guess lastly, we need a few more volunteers too. In the past, we had a lot of volunteers before I was with Stoney Brook. And we stopped that program in 2020 when things kind of went a little backwards there for a minute. But everything was closed and no volunteers. So we didn't start to have volunteers again until only just earlier this year. So we do need some more good volunteers. But I always say I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. I'd like to have just really good volunteers who are going to commit to the things they say they're going to do.
It's tough because with the way things are in the economy and stuff right now, I mean, people are stretched pretty tight. Everything's
Yeah.
and that extra little bit of money that they get, if they have any extra, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
So I can understand corporate sponsors would be a big deal to you. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be a very big deal. And if you wanted folks to get involved, how would be the best way for them to do that?
Well, they can reach out to us either by phone. They can call us, or they can reach me on our Facebook page through Messenger, which is Stoney Brook Foundation. They can also email me at info@stonybrookfoundation.org. The phone number is 724-613-3312, and I'm extension 101.
And one other thing I was going to ask you also, that we'll give you the contact, let you do the contact information one more time. But you say you do rescue rescue horses, mm-hmm. And do you have any right now?
You mean
yourself that you rescued?
Me personally?
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No. Were you thinking if somebody was looking to adopt?
No. I'm always my wife loves donkeys, and I was just thinking. We're actually looking for a donkey right now. It's just a hillbilly thing, I guess. But anyways, and she'd be. But we've had donkeys before, and we've had, I'm intrigued by mules. I don't know why, but I am. I love to watch mules move. And
wow!
Yeah.
Oh well, I hope you find one. I'll keep my ears and eyes open.
We will when the timing's right.
That's right.
But like I said, my son's, if he's listening right now, he's cringing. He's thinking like, oh dear, I'm going to have to take care of a mule now too. So, but we really. I was really impressed with the facility. I will tell, and I've said that already. And I do want to thank you for inviting me up. And I will come up one day when the veterans are up there, and we'll spend some time up there.
That's fantastic.
I think it's something that how do I want to say it? It's something that we need to push forward. And I do know that. All these programs are suffering right now because of obviously, people need to feed themselves before they can worry about feeding horses and feeding cattle or feeding even pets. I mean, mm-hmm. and I would like, I'd like to see this thrive. I'd like to, if I can do anything to help you, I know I'll do what I can. Because this is an important thing with the vets, with the children. I happen to. Both of them things with artistic. I happen to have friends of mine that have three children, and actually the one boy, I will tell you, he's 14 and he graduated from high school because he's that intelligent.
Wow.
But he's definitely has he has this. How do I want to say it? He has certain issues about certain things, and I think he would do. We'll see. We'll see if we can get him up there. See if we can get him to spend some time up there, and maybe we can get him.
That would be great.
Because that's. I mean, he's so. I was talking to him just this morning, and he was actually speaking Latin to me because
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he can speak fluent Latin, and he's 14 years old.
Oh.
And he told me, he said I gave him a Bible verse and I wanted to translate it in Latin, and he translated for me. He said, "Now, do you want it in normal Latin or do you want it in all these?" I said, "I want it so I want you to teach me how to say this." And he said, "I don't know." He said, "Hillbillies ain't very good for Latin, but I'm going to learn this one." But I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate your time, and one more time, contact.
Okay, the phone number is 724-613-3312, extension 101. You can reach out on Facebook, which is Stoney Brook Foundation, and I'm on Messenger on that, or email, which is info@stonybrookfoundation.org.
Hey, I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having us.
And I'm getting ready to close my show, as we always do. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile with the sad. Love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. People change. Things go wrong. But just remember, the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am Jon Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly. I'll see you on Friday.